I was recently visiting Red Square, and I came across this interesting little museum. It actually doesn't even look like a building, it just looks like this sort of overpass thing, but it's actually the entrance to an underground museum. If you're wondering where it's at, this is basically kind of filmed from about where the museum entrance is. So if you're looking at Red Square's entrance, you just turn around and you'll see this. So it's quite fascinating. It's completely underground. There's a little like casa place where you buy tickets and you go in, and this is kind of what you end up seeing first and foremost. I honestly didn't know quite what I was getting into as I started following this little staircase down, but the title was the Museum of Archaeology of Moscow, so it sounded really interesting. Archaeology is fun. First thing you see as you go through the door is this place to take off your jacket and all. I'm from the south, so that's not very common. Inside the museum, though, was greeted by this nice woman who explained to me kind of the quick rundown of the history of the museum. It has a lot of different things going all the way back. So it has Paleolithic objects, it has, small flint tools, things like that. The history of it, though, is quite interesting in of itself. You can use these little digital kiosks to actually read up on the history of the museum. I actually thought they were really cool as a side note here. These little screens. And then I even filmed one. You got my reflection there a little bit. But you could use this to sort of go through and learn about different bits of history of the Moscow region. And then also there were some that cover the history of the museum itself. So the museum was part of a project to do an excavation in the square, basically right out in front of Red Square. In the process, they found lots and lots of historical artifacts going back hundreds of years and the foundation to the old bridge, because out front, where the museum is now, there used to be a river and a bridge, as seen in that diorama there. So anyway, the museum is actually made up in large part of a lot of the things that were found in the excavation of the square that was out in front of there. So it's very fascinating to find out more about the area around the Kremlin, the history of the Moscow region, and then also just find out about how different that area that I've walked by now quite a few times there at the entrance to the Red Square used to look not too long ago, only a few hundred years ago. All in all, it was quite the surprise because it was something that was so easy to miss, and I somewhat stumbled upon and thought I would just go and see what it was. I heard about it while looking through something on my phone, realized it was right by Red Square, and thought I'd go visit. Now, one of the awesome things as well, come out here to leave, I could just go straight through Red Square, which I know it's a stereotype for foreigners coming to visit Russia, that, that's the place everyone goes, but it's still my favorite place. So that was a highlight, just to be able, as I was leaving as well, to have a reason to go through Red Square. I go home via Kitai-Gorod normally, and this is probably one of my favorite locations around Red Square, is actually the hill once you kind of go past it. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on X, Telegram. Check out our Boosty if you're interested. Have a wonderful day. God bless.